Hi everyone, welcome back to Discover and Learn. I remember one incident of my life where I was to give a presentation. I prepared my presentation very well and I went there to give my presentation in front of the class. Okay, and when I was giving my presentation, suddenly I got stuck. And why I got stuck? Just because I was not able to remember one word which was there. I was not able to remember that word and I got stuck, and I just tried to recall that word and I took a very long pause. And after taking that long pause, I was quite blank for some time. And then my teacher interrupted, and then I tried to kind of complete my presentation. But that was a very embarrassing moment of my life, right? So these things happen. What we do is at times we get stuck or we don't get words or sentences to express our idea. We know what is the idea, we know everything, but it's just that we don't get sentences or the right word, and we just keep on thinking about it and we pause and we get blank. Okay, now today in this session I'm going to tell you one very interesting way of getting unstuck or coming out of these kind of situations. This is very easy and very helpful in such situations. So stay with me. But before that, welcome back to my channel. I am your communications coach and a soft skill trainer by profession, and I'm here to help you out with all your communications problems and to help you speak English fluently and confidently. But if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, quickly subscribe my channel, like and share my videos. Do write your comments in the comment section, and do not forget to press the notification icon so that you get all my videos on time, free of cost, and access to all the amazing content on this channel. What you have to do is stay tuned, stay connected, and watch my entire video to master this skill. Now let's begin with the topic. Okay, so when we start to speak English and while having a conversation, we a little nervous, right? So at times it happens that we forget some words, we forget ideas, and we forget sentences. We get stuck. We take a pause and then we get blank. We have no idea what to say next. Just because we have forgotten everything, we have started focusing on that word, that sentence, or that idea to express it. And we are not able to complete our conversation. So when we are in such situations, what we can do? The best method which I still use this method, guys, trust me on this. I also forget words, I also forget sentences, but that doesn't mean that I'll get blank and I'll pause and I'll not speak, right? I still speak, but how do I speak? I take help of one simple tool which is called paraphrasing or rephrasing. I've put both of them in one because there's a very minor difference between paraphrasing and rephrasing, which I'm going to tell you further. Okay, so I use paraphrasing and rephrasing to get out of any situation where I'm stuck. Now let's talk about what is paraphrasing and rephrasing. Let's take paraphrasing first. So paraphrasing is something which, if you're saying something and you feel that the other person is not able to understand your idea well, so what we do is, for more clarity, we try to speak in a better way so that the other person gets more clarity on it. So we try to paraphrase that sentence, once or twice, basically, so that the other person understands it very well. This is called paraphrasing. Just to simplify, just to, explain it in a better way, we do it. Okay, to make people understand that. Okay, whatever you are speaking. Now, what is rephrasing? Rephrasing is also the same, but it's just that when you're talking about some complex topics, or you're talking about somebody else's, some science experiment or some quotes or some, topics which are a little difficult to understand when you're quoting somebody, when you're talking about some such topics. So what you do is you want to simplify that. You give examples or you talk about in a different way. You just paraphrase. You just rephrase everything. Try to talk about in a different way. Okay, so that people understand that subject, that topic, that idea in a better way. So both are the same. We just try to simplify our ideas and thoughts in a better way so that others understand. So that is why it is a very important tool. We need to understand how we can do it. So when you're stuck, when you're not getting any idea, when you know there's something, you know the idea, but you are not able to get sentences or that word, what you can start doing is just change the sentence completely, either by paraphrasing or rephrasing it. Okay, just to make the other person understand. So for example, I'm talking about a picnic which I have been to. Okay, and I wanted to talk about something which I have done there. So I wanted to talk about a bonfire probably which we have done there. And I forgot that that bonfire word I forgot. Okay, I'm just talking about my picnic experience and I'm just talking about, I want to speak about this bonfire thing. And I started my sentence that we also had this, and I got blank, like what it is called. So I'll keep on thinking and thinking and thinking, and then I'll give up. Like, I don't know, I'm not able to get that word. So instead of this, you know what you have done, right? What is bonfire about? There is a fire in between and everybody else sits across in a circle and we sing, dance, play some games, or we eat. This is bonfire, right? So we can just talk about it. If suppose I'm saying that, we also had this. Okay, so we had this thing which was, there was a fire in the middle and we all sat in circles, and then we played a game, a very interesting game, or we played Antakshari, or we played dumb charades, and we had some starters also along with that. Okay, so this is how you can describe that. Don't get into that like you have to speak bonfire only. Forget it. If you have forgotten, forget it. Rephrase the sentence, paraphrase the sentence, simplify it to make others understand. They'll understand it. Maybe somebody can say, oh, you had a bonfire in the picnic. Bonfire there. So you had a bonfire there. And you say, exactly. Yes, we had a bonfire. And you'll get the word. So in this way, you can start paraphrasing and rephrasing your sentences. You don't have to get stuck. You don't have to keep thinking about that word only, like what you can speak about it, or which you want to speak about. Forget that. Say something else. Come up with another sentence to express your thoughts. Now, how you can practice this? You have to practice this, guys. You have to get in practice of paraphrasing and rephrasing sentences. So every single day for 10 minutes, what you can do is take up anything, any sentence you can take up, any paragraph you can take up, or anything which you have listened to. Okay, try to talk about it in 2-3 different ways. Try using different sentences to express the same thing. Okay, for example, we all know the story of a thirsty crow, right? Read the story or listen to the story and try to talk about it or tell the story in 2 different ways. Let's try. First way I'm going to talk about it is, there was a crow who was very thirsty. He was looking for water here and there, but he was not able to find water. He desperately searched for water, and it was summer, so it was getting difficult for him to find it. He was on the verge of giving up, but suddenly he saw a small pot in the corner of a field. He went there and he looked inside. There was very little water. The crow was very smart. What he did was, he picked up some pebbles or stones. He started putting it one by one through his beak, and then slowly the water started rising. Once the water came up, he put his beak inside, drank the water and ran away happily. Okay, so this is one way of telling this story. Now, let's try to probably paraphrase or rephrase the entire story. So, number 2. It was a summer afternoon. A crow was flying in search of food. So, after having the food, he thought of drinking some water as he was thirsty. It took a lot of time for him to get food. So, he was flying the entire time in the summers. So, he got thirsty as well. Now, he started looking for water, but he was not able to find water anywhere. He was very tired. He sat on the branch of a tree and he just started thinking of a miracle to happen. But then he looked everywhere from there, but he was not able to find any water there. So he thought of going back home. So on the way back home, he saw a small cottage, and in front of that cottage there was a small pot which was kept. He immediately went there and he looked inside the pot. There was very little water inside. I was very happy and sad at the same time. He started thinking about what to do, how to drink this water. And then suddenly he got an idea. He went and started picking up stones, and he started dropping stones one by one into the pot. After taking some efforts, after some time, he saw that the water came up. He put a beak inside, drank the water, and he was able to quench his thirst. Okay, so this is another way of telling this story. So basically rephrasing and paraphrasing is this. Different ways of talking about the same thing. Okay, or same sentence. You can pick up a sentence also and you can just try to rephrase and paraphrase it so that people can understand it better. So in this way, you can take up any piece of information, anything you have listened to, anything you have watched, any movie you have seen, whatever. Try to talk about it in 2-3 different ways, and this will help you to get into the habit of paraphrasing and rephrasing, which is actually going to help you in such situations where you get stuck. You will never get stuck then. Try using this method. It is magical, guys. Trust me on this. But you have to practice this. Get in the practice of rephrasing and paraphrasing, and it will help you a lot. So guys, that's it for today. I'll see you in my next session. Until then, keep learning, keep speaking, keep watching, and keep exploring. See you. Bye-bye. Take care.